I can spend hours trying to build the perfect factory. But today I thought, why not try and challenge myself? So we're going to do a little build challenge. And from here, in creative mode using Pack Utility, we're going to build a steel factory in 10 minutes, and then 20 minutes, and finally in 40 minutes. And we're going to compare all three factories and see the differences. But let's jump straight into it. Okay, and here we are. We're going to get started. I want to, first of all, build our foundations out as quickly as possible. And we're going to get our foundries down. I want to get these up and running as soon as possible. I think the most stress will be on the first one, simply because there's a lot to do in 10 minutes. I want to make sure each section is up and running before moving on to the next one, because we do not want to find that part of the factory is not running. We can quite easily split the steel pipes and beams, as I think it's 2 foundries to 3 steel pipes, and then it's 3 constructors for steel beams to 4 foundries. I'm also thinking of doing a series where we're going to be fixing other people's bases. We'll give ourselves, say, an hour to do this and see if we can fix the base in that time. If that's something you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. But also, if you are interested in that, make sure to let me know by jumping into the Discord and going to the Satisfactory General section and letting me know that you'd like your save to be volunteered. We're already at the 5-minute mark. Goodness me, this is stressful. And we're going to want to make sure that we can sync all of the items. We're going to just do a basic wall around all of this. Ooh, maybe we can do some glass here. Do it on the opposite side as well. That's worked out pretty well. We have 3 minutes left. And then I also want to drop down, run this nice and quickly across here. Just breaking up the depth slightly. I think we're going to finish this one here with a few seconds left over. 5 seconds. And that is it. That is time over. Oh, we didn't do this side. Oh, that's a shame. But I will say that we had a few seconds left over from that autosave. Ideally, in these 10 minutes, if I had a moment, I would have done something like a beam across here and maybe added another little line just to break up the top of the factory. But let's add some resources and see if it runs. And so here we are, the iron and coal is heading into the factory. And you can see that though this is very cramped, it is running with the exception of one constructor. I totally forgot to, either I misclicked or I forgot to load the copy and paste the recipe. But you can see the rest of it, everything's starting to fill up as with a normal manifold and filling up and heading to the awesome sink. I'm pretty happy with this as a 10-minute factory. We did pretty well with it. And we even managed to get a little bit of decoration done. But obviously, it's a lot to do in 10 minutes. Let's see what happens when we do the 20-minute build. Okay, so this time we have 20 minutes. But that doesn't mean that I can be sloppy with this. We've started in a location just across from there. And I think we will build the constructors here. Also, I do want some power just so that we can start working on everything from a different height. The problem with the hover pack is it doesn't stay in one position. It's so annoying. And then below here, we will have our foundries. I definitely think that when you're doing a speed challenge, that the last thing you want to do is to try and be smart with the build itself. But here I am trying to play about with this. I'm definitely going to regret this. So let's just connect the conveyors first of all. At this point we have the steel ingots more or less prepped. We're going to want to have 4. Oh dear, how have we worked this out? We're going to have to do it here. So we will have 4 mergers here. So this should take all of the steel for the steel beams, but these will go to the steel pipes. Okay, so that's that one done. Now we need a second one going over to here. Oh, this is tight as well on the output side. Oh, okay, we're gonna do something else with the outputs. And we're now on 12 minutes. Okay, and this one's gonna come down to, it's fine, it's fine. To this location where we can have our awesome sink here. The next problem is that these are too tight. Okay, with that, we can now start working on the outside. Again, we're gonna go with something pretty plain because we've got 8 minutes. Just playing around with the different materials for now. From here, we're going to add some roofing. Oh, that works perfectly. Okay. We've got 4 minutes left. I still want to add a bit more detail to this. I'm not sure we're going to have the opportunity to. Okay, so we have this. Separating the factory floors. Huh! I haven't done this side! I'm glad I caught that. Actually, let's go with the metal beam. Just break up the floor. 33 seconds. Okay, we've done it. We've finished it. I like it, but it could be much better. I mean, we did it in 20 minutes. I can't complain too much. We're going to hook up the resources now, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the design. The good news is it has turned on, and it looks like all the machines are running. Everything's being sunk. Yeah, fantastic. But let's talk about the aesthetics. So looking from the outside, I like that we've played around with the materials, also tying in some of the beams as well. I think we could do a little bit more on that. And I'm not too keen on the flat roof on the lower section. I think we need to change the material of that. Though I like the use of glass throughout parts of this build, I'm not too sure on the front section here. I just don't think it works particularly well. That being said, the glass on this side I think works really well, and I'm glad that we did manage to fully encase everything and make it all look quite structured. This time we also have a proper entrance, and we've even done a little bit of work along with the barriers here to keep people away from the working factory. And then as we go down here, I like the difference in the wall, the flooring, although we've missed a spot. In fact, we've missed 2 of them. But for a 20-minute build, I think we've done pretty well getting all of this up and running. But yeah, not bad for 20 minutes. Let's move on to the 40-minute one. Okay, and we're now ready to start the next one. We've moved just across from the 2 previous ones. So I think what we're going to do is have maybe a load floor beneath. Yeah, 2-meter foundation across there. This will be the floor for the resources. And I want this to be visually slightly different to the top floor, which is going to be where all the production is. Have the resources in here. And we'll add ourselves a little wall along here. We've got 40 minutes, so I can spend a little bit more time, he says, working on the decoration as we go. So long as I don't leave it too long. We'll run them there. And like I mentioned, I wanted this to be a different material, so we'll go with metal on the bottom, just to make it look a bit more industrial. We'll have concrete along one of the sides, and then we're going to have our splitters. Okay, it won't let us do that, but it will let us do it that way around. Time flies when you're having fun, hey? I'm also really interested with how maybe this would look with lumen. Next, we need some power for our build. The power is here. Gonna zoop this all the way across. This is coming along. We're 10 minutes in though. Oh, you know what? We could probably do... Yeah, we can, if we turn these around, we can just merge these into one another. Then, I don't know, we'll, I guess, bring this around. How are we doing? 25 minutes. So we're almost halfway through. There we go. That's nice. Gonna change this material again. This is where we're going to add a little bit more of the factory elements to this. Oh, actually, you know what? We can play around with the design here. If we grab ourselves Next, let's add ourselves the roof. I'm not opposed to this, but I do feel it needs something more. Okay, that doesn't look terrible. Nice, I'm pretty happy with how that's coming along. Just give it the feel that it's closed off. Let's add some big chunky pillars along here. You know what, I'm gonna change that. I'm starting to feel that pressure now. Let's add ourselves another little foundation just across the top to kind of break this up. I don't know if I've actually made sure everything's working yet. Let's quickly do that. We're gonna need a way of getting up there as well. Okay, so we can bring the resources in through here. These, just want to reconnect them just in case. Still feels very boxy. Quite like to do something like maybe grab some lighting. How much time have we got? 10 minutes. We've got enough time. We've got enough time. Honestly, I think this lighting is a bit too much, but I don't want to waste my time undoing and trying to make it work. So we'll add that there. We're going to need a little walkway along. We have definitely got an issue here. What's this? Steel beams, and I will run that power. 4 minutes left. Still haven't checked the outside. That's making me nervous. Just quickly run outside and check that everything is fine. I think what we'll probably do, run this along here in the last minute. It's ready. Got anything over here? 5 seconds. No, this is it. This is the final build. But we will turn it all on now and see what happens. Hopefully it works. And here we go. The resources are going in. We'll just check that it's running, and then we're going to review everything. I like this. I like this a lot. All things considered, the lines are looking pretty clean. There's also a clear process through the factory. We have our separate sections for the logistics of the resources coming in. We then have the foundry area where we're smelting the steel. And then we also have the constructors and the awesome sink area, which could do with a little bit more love. I would have loved to have added some beams on the sides of those pillars, covered the rest in and have that little glass wall, and then adding some light strips. But generally speaking, the inside is something that I'd be really happy with one of my factories. As for the outside, it does still need a bit of TLC. I'm not too keen on this over here. I'd love to work on that a bit more. I just wanted to add some more depth to it, and we just ran out of time. It still pun not intended. It still feels very boxy, and something that could have been fixed with maybe a bit more like love here. Maybe adding some pillar supports to hold it up, or changing the angles a bit. I also wanted to add some glass at the back of this section, but I just didn't get a chance. Although I am pretty happy with how we've managed to add in the little awesome sink here with some clipping. But guys, this was just a little bit of fun. Let me know your thoughts in regards to the 3 factories. Which was your favorite? Was it this one with the weird roof and, quite frankly, a weird shape to it? Or even the basic one, which, I mean, it does have some nice elements to the build. I think the outside actually looks pretty good considering we had 10 minutes to do it all. If you do want to see more of these challenge builds, let me know in the comments below and perhaps we will do that. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Special thanks does go to all of our amazing supporters, most notably our Solarclipse patrons, James Owen, Firefless and Treble, as well as our Lunas, the Calamity, Ben, Star, Shoku, the MN Wolf, and that Dude AW, as well as our Blood Moon of the Day, which today is Viking Brit. Until next time, as always, ciao for now.